Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, Mr. Rista Hernandi Virgianto, Master of Science. On this occasion, I, Alfattah Rajasa, from Geophysics Class 2 with NPT 31.24.0002, would like to present my final semester assignment in the form of a keynote speech entitled Digital Ethics and Human Integrity in the Age of AI. I sincerely hope this presentation can reflect what I have learned throughout the semester and contribute meaningfully to our shared understanding of this important topic. Without further ado, please allow me to begin. Good morning to the distinguished guests, fellow ministers, scholars, and most importantly, our brilliant and passionate youth across Southeast Asia. Let me begin with a simple yet unsettling question. In a world where machines can think, predict, create, and even sound like us, what will make us truly human? To explore this, allow me to share a true story, one that may sound like a science fiction, but isn't. Not long ago, a mother in Thailand received a desperate phone call. The voice on the other end sobbed and cried, calling her mom and pleading for help. She sent money, believing her daughter had been kidnapped. But later that day, she discovered her daughter was fine, never in trouble, never ever made the call. So, what happened? What happened was AI. An AI generated deepfake voice had perfectly imitated her daughter. It pulled audio from online videos, social media, trained on her digital identity. This wasn't just a scam, this was a violation of trust, of identity, of the invisible lines that hold society together. And that's why I'm here today, not just to talk about artificial intelligence, but to talk about something far more important: digital ethics, human dignity, and soul of our future. Ladies and gentlemen, artificial intelligence is not just coming, it is already here, living in our homes, embedded in our cities, quietly shaping the flow of our everyday lives. But the real question is not what can AI do? It is what should it do and who decides? We have taught machines to learn, but have we taught them to care? We have trained algorithms to optimize, but do they optimize for profit or for people? Because technology is never neutral. It reflects the intentions, the biases, and the blind spots of its creators. And that's where digital ethics must come in, not as a luxury, not as an afterthought, but as the operating systems of tomorrow's society. We cannot allow a future where convenience overrides compassion, or where automations replace accountability. And while we may marvel at the power of AI, we must never forget the cost of misusing it. We are not designing system, we are designing society. And if we don't embed ethics at the center, we may build a future where efficiency trumps empathy and where data becomes more valuable than dignity. Let me bring this closer to reality. with three stories, not from science fictions, but from our world today. Case 1: Algorithmic hiring discriminations. In the United States, an AI recruitment tool was found to consistently downgrade female applicants. Why? Because the AI had been trained on historical data from a time when men dominated the tech industry. So it learned to replicate the past instead of empowering the future. This is what happens when we forget that data is not neutral. It reflects society with all its flaws. Case 2: Deepfake harassment in Southeast Asia. Across the region, from the Philippines to Vietnam, women are becoming victims of a deepfake pornography. AI generated faces, bodies, gestures, fabricated but made to look real. The emotional damage is real. The legal systems too slow. The tools freely available. This is not a technical problem, it's a moral crisis. Case 3: Surveillance without consent. In several countries, facial recognition systems are deployed in public places without public knowledge. You're walking to class, to the market, or to a protest, being tracked, scored, analyzed. Who owns this data? Who regulates it? In many cases, no one. Or worse, it's for sale. These examples are not dystopian predictions, they are today headlines. So, what do we do? Where do we go from here? How do we, as individuals and as a society, ensure that digital transformations does not come at the cost of human dignity? I believe we must begin with a simple yet powerful idea. Digital rights are human rights. Just as we have long fought for the right to speak freely, to live with dignity, and to be protected under the law, we must now recognize and fight for our rights in a digital space. Because today, our lives are no longer just physical. We exist in databases. We express ourselves in timelines. Our identities, our thoughts, our histories, they are stored, shared, and maybe even sometimes sold, often without our knowledge or consent. And so I pose a vision of a digital social contract, a modern framework, global in scope, that protects the individual and holds institutions accountable in this new algorithmic age. A contract not written in legal jargon alone, but in principles that every citizen understands and every nation upholds. This contract must include at least five essential rights. The first one is the right to privacy. No one should be tracked or profiled without clear and informed consent. Privacy isn't about hiding, it's about control. If privacy becomes a privilege, exploitations becomes the norm. Privacy must be the default, not the exceptions. The second one, the right to algorithmic transparency. Algorithms impact our jobs, loans, and even justice, yet many operate in secrecy. If a machine judge us. We deserve to understand how transparency builds trust, secrecy breeds injustice. The third one, the right to data sovereignty. Your data is part of who you are. Habits, relationships, even your DNA. You should have full authority to say yes, no, or not anymore. Data should belong to the individual, not corporations or even states. The fourth, the right to be forgotten. Everyone makes mistakes. No one should be permanently punished by their digital past. This right is not about erasing the truth, it's about offering second chances. It's about reclaiming your story. And the last one, the right to education in ethics and AI. Understanding how AI affects society should be universal for students, developers, and policymakers alike. Ethics is not optional when algorithms shape lives. These rights are just the beginning. Let's rebalance power in the digital age with informed citizens, accountable systems, and technologies that serve people, not just profits. Because what we normalize today will define the world tomorrow. Let's choose to normalize ethics, consent, and compassion. To the young leaders in this room, you are not just the future, you are the now. You are not just growing up in a digital era, you are shaping it. You are the ones who will build the next platform, write the next code, start the next movement, blow the whistles when things go wrong, and remind the world that ethics is not a weakness, it is a strength. And what can you do today? The first one, you must be joining digital rights organizations. The second one, learn AI, learn artificial intelligence. But beside that, you also learn ethics, history, and philosophy. Start ethical tech clubs on campus. Ask hard questions when applying for jobs or internships. Does this company audit its algorithms? Do they protect user data? And do they profit from manipulations the data? And most of all, refuse to stay silent. Remember it. Refuse to stay silent because silence is a permission. And that concludes my keynote speech. Once again, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to you, Mr. Rista Hernandi Virgianto, Master of Science, for your time, guidance, and the opportunity to present this final semester assignment. I truly hope that this presentation has met the expectations of the course and reflects the knowledge I have gained throughout the semester. Thank you very much for your kind attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, sir.